Hi, I'm Peter Mullen from Mullen Natural Health Centre in Newcastle. I'm a naturopath. We've been in practice now in Newcastle for nearly 30 years. And yeah, can't believe how fast that time has gone. But it's been something that we've really loved doing and really enjoyed helping so many people over such a long period of time. From a naturopathic point of view, we're very much gut focused. For us, everything starts in the gut. We actually call the gut the second brain. And people don't pay enough probably attention as to how important having a healthy gut actually is. So our gut's 18 to 28 feet long. Spread out, it's roughly the size of a tennis court. So it's got this amazing surface area. And up to 60 to 70% of our immune system is based in the lymphatic tissue that surrounds our gut. So from that point of view, our gut's not just about digestion and getting nutrients out or absorbing nutrients out of our food. Our gut also plays a role in affecting our immune system. And because a lot of or most of our serotonin is produced in the gut actually also plays a role with our nervous system and brain. So if your gut's out of balance, nothing in your body is going to work well. As a naturopath, so I see patients day in, day out, as I said, for 30 years. And probably one of the most common complaints I hear people talk about are digestive symptoms. So for me, having a healthy gut means that you don't have any gut symptoms. Bloating, wind, bowel variability, heartburn, reflux, tired after meals, low blood sugar. All of these things we associate with symptoms that someone's gut's out of whack. But more and more now, evidence is suggesting that if you've got an autoimmune problem, like rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's, which is an underactive thyroid, psoriasis, lupus, for us that's a sign that your gut could be out of balance. If you're suffering from depression or anxiety, that to us could be a sign that your gut's out of balance. Kids with learning and behavioural problems, kids with autism, ADD, to us that's most likely coming from a gut point of view. And even things like eczema, asthma, hay fever, there's always a component that comes back to gut health. So, in the old days, if you'd asked me, what are the signs of having an unhealthy gut, I would have said, oh well, maybe diarrhea or constipation or irritable bowel type stuff. But now I would say, pretty much every health condition has as a big component or a basis our gut at the forefront of where you really need to fix things first. My patients get great results with gut health by taking a naturopath approach. From a naturopathic point of view, our principle is that our body is always trying to work to heal itself. Our job is to help try and work out why that's not happening, whether you're eating foods that are causing reactions in your body, whether you're lacking certain nutrition, whether your lifestyle, whether you're having too much coffee or too much alcohol, or you might be intolerant to dairy or wheat. So our job is to really first and foremost try and find out what's going on with your gut, and then we look at things like diet, stress. Stress and gut health go hand in hand. Getting someone onto a probiotic if their bacterial balance is out of whack, maybe introducing fermented foods. So from a health point of view, the most common sense and most effective form of helping anyone with gut health is using naturopathic means. Diet, natural medicines, and those lifestyle tips of sleep, stress management and exercise. So really, to me that's common sense. The orthodox approach to treating gut issues is medications and stuff that helps symptomatically, but it's not going to fix the underlying cause. So from a naturopathic point of view, our role is we're all about trying to identify the underlying cause and then using safe and very effective natural means to get that function back to where it should be. Diatomaceous earth is actually fossil shell flour. So it's actually the fossilized remains of marine algae in different deposits all around the world. And these fossilized remains have been crushed up into a powder. They've been approved as a whole food, And the benefits of using them are really far and wide. But probably for me, from a gut cleansing point of view, diatomaceous earth really helps to clear toxins from the gut. It's a great source of calcium, magnesium, iron and silica. So it's a really good nutritional supplement. One of the best things I love using it for is for kids with worms and parasites. So kids, as you know, are notoriously difficult to treat when it comes to worming, and I've got patients that just get cycles of worms, one after the other. So just pulsing or cycling, a small amount of diatomaceous earth, 5 days a week and then 2-day break over the weekend, over a month, really has made a dramatic difference with my kids that get worms and parasites, but also for adults. With chronic gut issues, there's so many people these days that have gut parasites from all sorts of sources. Diatomaceous earth can be a really important part of really getting that balance back in the gut. So it's a whole food, really good source of nutrition. And again, for the kids, you're getting into their diet calcium, magnesium, iron and silica. So cleaning the gut, great for parasites, also good for yeast or candida or toxins, bad gut bugs. And in helping to clear those out, you're encouraging the growth of your good bacteria. Because it contains silica. Now silica, as everyone knows, is the most abundant mineral in the earth. And silica is something that is lacking in our diet. Diatomaceous earth, you do absorb a certain amount of silica, and silica plays a myriad of roles in the body, everything from helping with the production of collagen. So it's really important for repairing the gut, but also for joints as well. Silica has been shown to be beneficial with osteoporosis, which is a silent epidemic, in helping to put calcium back into bones. Silica is really good for skin, hair, nails. So, already you've got, 3 or 4 great reasons there why diatomaceous earth is probably one of my favourite, safest and most effective gut products that people can use ongoing really easily by adding into smoothies or food or juice. I've been using it for quite a while now, and it's something that we regularly recommend to patients, and that I add it into my smoothies every day as well. Look, it works in a number of ways. It's a fossilized marine algae, so it actually has like a honeycomb structure, and it's negatively charged. So it attracts positively charged elements. So bacteria sort of trapped into the fossilized, into that honeycomb network. The other thing I was going to mention as well is it really is very good for helping to remove heavy metals from the body, particularly aluminium. So any aluminium or heavy metals in the gut, which, as we know, you want to get those moving through, not being absorbed back into the system. By being negatively charged, it actually attracts into its honeycomb structure parasites, bad gut bugs, but also heavy metals as well. So particularly, there was a good research paper I read about helping to remove aluminium from the gut to prevent the absorption of aluminium back into the body as well. It's like anything, it's like salt. You can get like just normal table salt, or you can go and get like your good quality Celtic sea salt or your Himalayan rock salt. There's diatomaceous deposits all around the world, and probably the only one that I would recommend is from a source in America. It's a place where they've been using diatomaceous earth as a food grade supplement for over 40 years. So I know that it's the most pure, the cleanest, and basically if I'm asking my patients to take something internally, often as an ongoing treatment as part of their whole food plan, then to me the quality and the effectiveness obviously is going to be of the utmost importance. So the source I use is the best quality one I've come across. Look, there's two. If somebody has hemochromatosis, which is an iron storage problem, then you need to be aware that diatomaceous earth does contain iron. And the other interesting thing, and I don't think of this so much as a side effect or a contraindication, but if someone has had a lot of gut issues, say they've had constipation or diarrhea or alternating constipation or diarrhea for a long time, our gut wall is lined with a mucous membrane, but there's a lot of toxins can sort of stay in the gut and stay in the gut for a long period of time. So sometimes when you start taking diatomaceous earth, a little bit like when you do a gut detox or some sort of cleansing program, sometimes people might get a bit of an adverse effect at first as toxins start to come away. I don't necessarily, and I would just recommend maybe reducing the dosage or stopping it for a couple of days and trying it again at a lower dosage. In some respects, it's not a bad idea to see that you are getting a bit of a detox, because you know definitely that it's having a good impact. So my favourite brand of diatomaceous earth is Love Your Gut Diatomaceous Earth by Lee Holmes. And the reason this is my favourite one is it's the best quality one you can get. It comes from that source in America that I mentioned that's been doing this for 40 years. I've had a look at the certificate of analysis for this powder, and I'm really happy with that there's no excipients, no added fillers or anything like that. So as I mentioned before, for my patients, I wouldn't recommend anything unless I really felt it was the absolute best. And in this day and age, there's so many products you can get that have so much adulteration and things added or poorer quality that I wouldn't touch anything else but the Love Your Gut, Heal Your Gut Diatomaceous Earth powder. So some of the questions that my clients will ask me about diatomaceous earth, number one, is it safe? And is it safe to take long term? So diatomaceous earth powder that I use has been approved by the food standards of Australia and New Zealand. It's classed as a food grade product. I tell them that I wouldn't recommend anything that I don't already take myself, and my wife's taking it. So if my wife was taking it and there was a problem, we'd all hear about it. Other questions they might ask is around taste. Us naturopaths, I always say that if it tastes bad, it must be good for you. My patients don't always appreciate the humour in that. But diatomaceous earth is really easy to take. It's a little bit chalky, but if you mix it in a juice, or I find it best blended into a smoothie, you don't even know you're having it. You can add it into foods like yogurts as well. So particularly, again, back to kids, it's really easy to put in kids' food and without that being a bother. Generally, depending on how sensitive a patient is, for kids, I might start off on, say, 1/4 of a teaspoon twice a day. And if they're having a lot of issues with bowel variability, if I suspect they do have worms or some sort of gut parasite, I'll get them on to up to 1/2 a teaspoon twice a day. And I may even pulse them where we'll do 1/2 a teaspoon twice a day, 5 days a week, and then have 2 days off. However, saying that, it's really important that if you're using diatomaceous earth, make sure you speak to your naturopath about what's going to be right for you or your child. With adults, again, I've got a lot of sensitive patients with gut issues, and again, I'll start them on 1/2 a teaspoon twice a day, building up to 1 teaspoon, then 2 teaspoons twice a day, up to a tablespoon twice a day, which is like a loading dose. And then if it's all going well, then I'll actually bring them back down to maybe 1/2 a tablespoon twice a day. And then if someone's really healthy and robust, like I might start straight away at 1 teaspoon twice a day and then build up to that tablespoon twice a day. One of the big benefits of diatomaceous earth, when I was talking before about the length of our gut, the build-up of mucus and toxins in the gut, is that diatomaceous earth is kind of like a big gentle broom. So when you're having it regularly, it's going through, it's gently cleaning your whole gut, so your absorption of all your other nutrition is going to improve. So yeah, it's perfectly safe to take with any other naturopathic supplement, because it's going to help the absorption, not hinder the absorption.